Hello YouTube and welcome back to the channel. Outside the target demographic. Today I have another Temu purchase, and that is a telescope cell phone holder. Let's get started. So this clever little device is darn near pocketable. What it allows you to do is by turning this big screw, you're opening and reducing the main diameter here. Also, you have an adjustment screw here that allows you to slide this around and lock it into place. If we completely unscrew this, I can also put it in one of two threaded nuts, and I can hold the phone at a 90-degree angle if need be. So if I have a stick or a branch or something, I can mount this on there. I can use it to take selfies and stuff like that. But the main appeal here is if we return it to its original setup. Let's say I'm out in the field, I have a pair of binoculars with me, and I have my two kids with me, because that's how my life goes anymore. How do I show the kids the bird all the way over there when I have to tell them, hey, look at that tree, okay, the tallest tree, now the one 3 over to the right of it, now halfway down it, now, right? So what I can do is, let me get this strap out of the way. I can put this here. We're going to open this all the way. Make it where it just flushly mounts on the eyepiece here. And then, taking my cell phone, we can clamp that into place, move it around as I need to. And now, as I look through the optic, I can now use the lenses to actually magnify the image, but I can use this as a display. And I can show the kids, okay, so right there is the bird, right? And now I can show a whole audience of people, or if you, have the elderly at home or the kids at home or something and they can't go outside or whatever, you can screen beam, at least with an Android. I imagine it's the same with an iPhone, but I can transmit anything on my screen onto my television as well. So I could set this up outside. I could have a telescope outside looking at something at a distance. Let's say I know that there's a fox den somewhere, or there's a rare bird that usually hunts over there or something like that. Once I detect that there's some activity going on there, I can transmit what's on my screen onto my television. And now everyone can observe the same thing. Everyone can observe the solar eclipse that happened in April at the same time. This works with telescopes, with microscopes, with binoculars, with a shooting scope. So let's say you have a shooting scope. They're usually a 45 by 60 magnification, or at very least the one I have is. Any bump, any wind jostling, every time you have to get up away from your shooting stance to try and look down a very fine sight box, and any deviation, be it distance or pitch, is going to close that box and you're not going to be able to see the image. All of that is rectified by having this sitting right up against the objective. And now I can just pop up my head and look at the display. I can just hold this in place and point to the image on the phone. Plus, if the 7 by 15 times zoom on the set of binoculars isn't enough, I can zoom in to the already zoomed in on image from the binoculars. And I'm going to have a very steady hand as I do it, but I can zoom in and I can show you the individual leaves, the bird, the wild animal, the whatever I'm trying to do by having this already connected. So with all that said, I'm going to take this outside and I'm going to show you both the zoom on this guy and the zoom on this guy in the picture clarity and all that you can expect out of, be it a telescope, microscope, binoculars, whatever you have. So I'm going to show you guys, this is 1x zoom with the camera. Straight ahead in the middle of the clearing there is my shooting range. Rolling the binoculars into place with the 7x zoom, right about there. You'll have to play with it, aligning it up a little bit. You can already see the image quality isn't terrible, but it looks like you're looking through a keyhole. So what I find is on the camera, if I zoom in, we're at 1.5, we're at 2.5 times zoom. It essentially gives you a full screen. And let me see if I can't stabilize that a bit. That shooting range is 150 yards away. And what you're looking at are popped balloons. I use them for shooting practice for new shooters or kids. You get an audible pop, and the target you were shooting doesn't cling, doesn't have a hole in it. It now disappeared. So as far as shooting goes, you could get, I think, 25 of them for $1.25 at Dollar Tree. Did I mention I love me some Dollar Tree? Fantastic reactive targets. But that's 150 yards away. And I'm recording that at a 7x zoom on the binoculars and what I say, a 2.5x zoom on the phone. Now, bear with me. I can zoom in. This is a 6x zoom. And I can see individual bullet holes. I can see where the shotgun has removed pieces of wood. And I will go ahead and stabilize this as best I can in the editing software. But you can get in quite a bit closer than you can just by using your phone. So this is a 1x zoom. This is a 10x zoom, and I can't even make out those balloons. So yes, this is an older phone. It's about 6 years old. But when you roll in some quality glass optics, zoom out all the way to line up the eye box, zoom in a little bit to get a little better view. The clarity is substantially better than digitally zooming in with just a phone. And then again, if you have an audience, if you're trying to spectate with a bunch of people, if you're at a sporting event and you got the nosebleed seats, this is a great way to zoom in and see what's going on. You're going to have to practice being super stable and steady, but I can clearly see with my display what's going on down there. I can tap the screen and show the kids what's going on. As I said, if I have a television, a smart TV, I can display what's on my phone screen to other people. Super handy, and gives me the ability to reach out a little further with the stuff I already have on me. So I was just looking at the individual leaves and all, and as I scrolled down, I saw this little bugger. And he's probably 100 yards away. And I can see him in good detail with a ancient pair of binoculars and a cell phone.